Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of The Outer Worlds. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're supposed to join me today in a place full of sprats, but also full of monsters. Well, the sprats are also monsters, but it's full of the big ape ones that are big and ape-like. And the game is still loading, so yeah, it does a little bit of chug every once in a while. Okay, this is gonna be an interesting start of a conversation here. Mostly because the moment we start, we can't stop. Oh. It's not monkeys. It's robots. I mean, it ends up being the same thing. I think we're gonna be fine. I don't really see us having a whole lot of trouble keeping ourselves alive. Just not necessarily Felix. We can, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This whole thing about taking or healing when I kill is a great streamliner of gameplay, honestly. Because I just don't have to worry about things as much. And we end up killing a bunch of things anyway per combat, so, you know, things work out fairly well. Now, what are we doing over here? There's a lot of junk, but that is par for the course. There's an elevator over here. Where does this go? It leads us back up. I'm sure it leads us back upstairs. Oh. Right. Right. Didn't do a very good job exploring, as it turns out. Got some medical over here. I don't need that. Got some other stuff. Got a lot of weapon parts and armor parts. Those are pretty important. Ammo, sure. What about up here? Some more things. Yeah, that doesn't break. Lots of ammo. Okay, let's repair all of our equipment. What do we actually use for that? It is weapon parts and armor parts. Gotcha. Nothing here. I don't need those. I don't need these either, to be fair, but let's see what I missed out. Or oh, hi. Yeah, I still get hit by that. Wait, is there two of them? Oh my god. Oh well, that works out. There we go. I don't know.
Watch your step, boss. This corridor is a death trap.
It is. Make sure you don't, you know, die too much. Yeah, this whole concoction business. Concoction? Concoction. That's the word, isn't it? Yeah, it's not. I don't like it. I don't like. Oh well, I'm over encumbered. Oh, it's because of the concoction. Concussion? Concussion, that's the one. I know how to say words. Anyway, what oh. Wasn't there a computer here? There's a computer down there. I thought there was a computer over there. For some reason. In my mind, I was gonna do it. Or I was gonna open it, but it turns out a lot of ammo, though. Refurbished. That's actually pretty powerful. Pretty expensive, I should say. What do we have over here? Lab security. Administrators notice all password protection has been disabled by order of Lawrence Goodfellow. Privacy is a privilege and must be earned. Lift access restrictions. I hope nothing terrible happened. Alert! Security office status access granted. Administrators notice operating a security terminal is a privilege restricted to Spacer's Choice site safety engineers. Any unauthorized personnel operating a security terminal will receive an immediate reprimand. And I can hack it like a pro. Yep. Automechanical hostility protocol disabled. Administrators notice all password protection has been disabled. And automechanical status, we can see that it is disabled at the current time. And we have some messages over here from Tanaka. to Lowe. Please explain, Dr. Lowe. I'm going to have to take the researchers aside on this one. Your absence during an emergency is conspicuous. I don't want to report you because I don't want corporate auditors scheduling interviews with the entire staff while they're trying to meet deadline. I suppose. The unplanned sabotage event already halted experimentation and development. We're trying to get our operation running again, and we could use all the help we can get. I am already down one staff member. Saint Germain's gone. You know why. You owe this team an explanation to any number of grievances. Your absence is the most urgent one, but I'll take an explanation as to why there are primals being held in the caverns near our waste disposal site. They're your primals, aren't they? And then a message from Lowe to Tanaka. Mr. Tanaka, no, I can't explain the primals. Primals defy explanation. They're a miracle of evolutionary adaptation and a treasure trove of interesting genetic material. I'm not going to explain my alleged absence either. This is because I am not absent at all. My presence is implicit in the work of my researchers. The researchers still employed in this department are skilled and more than capable of repairing any damage done by the alleged saboteur. Please don't bother me again with trivial problems. You are the chief, security chief. Stick to securing things, including but not limited to the safety of the lab and my privacy. Warm regards and pleasant felicitations, Dr. Jasper Lowe. And then Tanaka replies, Dr. Lowe, I've just finished filing my official report on the unplanned sabotage event. Unfortunately, filing a report on a sabotage event requires me to also include a list of captured, apprehended, and neutralized saboteurs. Company policy. No list means I am getting arrested for dereliction of duty, and you're getting penalized for hiring me. Saboteurs is plural. I can't include Mr. Saint Germain's name and be done with it. As a last resort, I have been forced to include the names of all former employees whose contract were recently terminated in the decimation. Though these researchers are no longer part of Project Gorgon and will likely not survive without a job, so I might as well use their names to save our jobs. I filed my report last night and haven't been able to sleep since. This is to let you know that I will be filing for transfer at the end of the next cycle. Alrighty then. Well. No, don't fall down. We don't need that in this house. Extendo site? I might. Actually, I might also go down. There's definitely primals in here. I wasn't completely out of my mind to say that robots were primals. They sound like it. Let's just bring the elevator back down. Because we might as well. Now, where are these cutesy little ones? The unexplainable things. You can do that. No, I mean, you can't. It's not in the game. The game doesn't let you do that. Fallout 1 lets you do that. Did you know? That's right. In Fallout 3 and 4 and all the New Vegas and stuff, they don't let you because the technological limitations. In the first game, in Fallout, by the creators of this game, you can, if your companions have better skill than you, when you try to use your skills on things like lockpicking, for example, your companion actually says, "Let me take care of that," and they go and take care of it, which is pretty cool. And if you want to be you the one to do it, all you need to do is impede your companions from actually getting to the thing you're using your skills on, and then your character does it because your character can't do it because they can't reach it. This is sealed. Is this the front door? I think this might be the front door. Does this look like a front door? I mean, not really. It looks like a loading bay of some sort. But it could be. It's very hard to see anything because this game doesn't have a flashlight or flares. Okay, I didn't see any monkeys. Oh, sorry, apes. I see that though. What is this? Oh, it's just a light. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely growls. Maybe they're upstairs.
Must be Doc Lowe's old office.
I would say yes.
Night falls on Gorgon. Though I suppose it's always dark here in the void. The lab is empty, and I am at last alone. I'm preoccupied with thoughts of the single-celled xenocytes that make their home here on this rock.
You survived. I'm gonna need to listen to that again. Actually, we can just load the quick save because we just quick saved over here. I'm gonna listen to that.
Must be Doc Lowe's old office.
Yeah. What is going on?
You survived. You're remarkably intent on scuttling my every plan to end you. How inconsiderate. Especially after I've gone to so much effort to see Gorgon rest in peace. It's a good thing, then, that I finally figured out what you're after. I'll see you soon, little weasel.
Joke.
This is sick. I can't bear it any longer.
Yeah, I suppose. Joke's on you, though, because weasels are amazing, and I am a little one.
Night falls on Gorgon. Though I suppose it's always dark here in the void. The lab is empty, and I am at last alone. I'm preoccupied with thoughts of the single-celled xenocytes that make their home here on this rock. These primordial creatures persist despite the hostility of their surroundings. No, they require adversity to thrive. Perhaps that's why our bodies react to theirs. There is a harmony in us. The law didn't craft us for the void, yet we scrabble across its cold worlds, building, persisting, as the xenocytes do. We live. Against all odds, we live. But for how long?
The good old folly of scientists. The search for beauty yeah, like the beauty of comparisons and metaphors. Yeah, it's just pseudoscience and nonsense. What do we have over here? Jasper Lowe. This is the console or something. I don't know. Admin functions. Yeah, override synthesis and manufacturing center lockdown. I don't like the sound of that, but we did it. And it's now open. This is good. And we also have messages. Thank you for using Gimsy. We have incoming messages. From Olivia Ambrose. To ChemLab, updated security practices high priority. Pursuant to last week's incident, new security practices are now in effect. All lab personnel must tidy their workstations at the end of their shift, close and lock all drawers, safes, closets, vents, and lab doors before leaving for the day. All visitors must be accompanied. Furthermore, any laboratory tech accompanying a guest who has not received certification in either self-defense or hand-to-hand combat must also be accompanied by a member of the security team. All confidential information must remain as such. Do not discuss the nature of your work outside or inside the lab, except to warn peers of imminent danger, such as fire, chemical spill, or suspected corporate espionage. All laboratory techs are to isolate themselves until further notice. Any laboratory tech found fraternizing in groups of 2 or more, or found speaking with the same person more than once, will be remanded to Spacer's Choices Human Resource Re-Education and Reallocation Department. Finally, unless you are actually physically sitting in an interview session pre-approved by me, do not speak to the fucking journalists. Dr. Olivia Ambrose. Yeah, that's just, you know, this is juxtaposed to the mysterious figure being like, I want to bury, or I want to keep... how did they say, though? It was like, I want to bury Gorgon, or keep Gorgon dead, or something. Project Gorgon. Yeah, that's very much... Yeah, pretty sure we're dealing all with the same person, both in the emails, certainly in the voice recording, as well as the mysterious figure, but we'll find out. I still am hopeful that the game is going to throw a wrench at me in that, but because it's pretty obvious, and it was pretty obvious from the beginning. Anyway, Jasper, I dug into the volunteer data Marion sent over. You were right. The current formulation is resulting in alarming outcomes, even by SC standards. Priantha and I performed a handful of autopsies on this week's deceased. I made a few notable observations. In one case, that of a young man in his early 20s, we noted a degree of gray matter loss one would expect to see if in a man of 70. His brain had also atrophied to a shocking extent, again, as one might expect in a much older man. In another case, that of a woman in middle age, the subject was no longer able to achieve natural sleep. After 11 consecutive days of wakefulness, she was no longer able to distinguish her violent hallucinations from reality. Yet even as she spiraled, she demanded additional injections. I was sure our last tweak would reduce the incidence of violence among the volunteer population. We might attempt to further refine the compound through partitioning, though I'm doubtful that will be efficacious. Violence aside, I'm growing increasingly concerned by the habit-forming nature of the compound. What do you think? And obviously this is from Olivia Ambrose to Jasper Lowe. I keep saying law, but whatever. And this is from Ambrose as well. To just many people. Monthly physicals, high priority. The materials we work with are dangerous and will result in permanent injury, disfigurement, or madness when handled for extended periods. That's the exterior. Therefore, all laboratory personnel will now report to Project Physician, Dr. Priantha LeBlanc, for LeBlanc, maybe? I don't know. For monthly physicals and psychiatric evaluations. I do this out of an abundance of caution. Schedule your first appointment immediately and notify me when you do. I have access to your medical records, so I will know when you shirk. Do not make me drag you to his office myself. Dr. Olivia Ambrose. So Priantha is a man's name. I didn't realize that. I thought I might have said her before. But whatever. We're good. We have more messages, though. Don't forget about these, because they're easy to miss. Outgoing messages. What do we have? Displaying outgoing messages. That is from Jasper Lowe. Wait a minute. This means this is not... Did I read that this was Lowe's computer right at the beginning? Because we were just reading a lot of messages from Olivia Ambrose. So, yeah, this is Lowe's computer. Regarding AT concerns. Dr. Ambrose, regarding what do you think, or in reply to what do you think... These days I try to think as little as possible. Thinking is a dreadful habit, which that leads to self-awareness. That leads to resignation. In this case, the second... This is interesting. What a curious situation. I mean, it's totally fine for a character to write things improperly. Which is the case over here. That which should have been that, and rather than which. Because the two words don't mean the same thing, even though they're... For some reason, they're often used wrong, or which sometimes is used instead of that, and it shouldn't. In this case, it's a dreadful habit that leads to self-awareness, because what leads to self-awareness is the habit itself, rather than the being a dreadful habit. Because yeah, it's hard to explain because this is sort of obvious, and I'm sort of trying to explain things that are obvious, so I don't know. The point is, this sentence should be, thinking is a dreadful habit that leads to self-awareness, which leads to resignation, because which here means self-awareness. Anyway, it's true that the current formulation is resulting in alarming outcomes, but not, I think, by SC standards. SC's standards are low. You report 11 consecutive days of wakefulness, and SCC's 11 consecutive days of productivity. You report an inability to distinguish violent hallucinations from reality. SC is going to try to push us to turn those hallucinations into phantom images of company logos. You say the compound is habit-forming, and SC is going to see an increase in demand for our never-ending supply of xenocyte waste. That's definitely monkey poop. It's not monkey, it's apes. To be serious, yes, the compound is absolutely habit-forming. Addiction correlates with dosage, and dosage size is inversely proportional to enrichment quality. Long as corporate asks us to keep our dosage minimal and controlled, there's a reasonable chance we can improve the enrichment process to filter out some of the dangerous side effects. That's going to take time. A lot more time than corporate realizes. And apparently a lot more time than corporate needs to know, because they don't care that it causes addiction. They're just going to release it to the market anyway, and then figure it out on what's the word for? It's not consecutive, on a future version. Anyway, there's a better word that starts with con to mean future. So this is from Ambrose to employee termination, or regarding Herbert St. Germain's employee termination. This is to Gorgon staff. Effective immediately, Herbert St. Germain is no longer an employee of Spacer's Choice's PR&D division. His body has been forwarded to the chemical waste dump for processing. Mr. St. Germain was a saboteur sent by a rival firm to disrupt our vital efforts. It's only thanks to the swift reporting of one of your esteemed colleagues that Mr. St. Germain was prevented from causing any significant damage to our facilities, intellectual property, or staff. I understand that Mr. St. Germain was popular around the Gorgon campus for his genial and helpful demeanor. That is because he was a spy. If you encounter any similarly friendly staff, alert a member of the security team immediately. We are shifting all of Mr. St. Germain's remaining tasks to other laboratory technicians. Finally, anyone caught visiting his grave or discussing his departure will be remanded to Spacer's Choice's Human Resource Re-Education and Reallocation Department. I guess that puts a...
Since we've been traveling together, we've visited a lot of places that set my teeth on edge. This here makes my skin crawl.
Halcyon's got no shortage of creepy science labs, boss. But this place? There's something real twisted about this place.
Yeah, it's sort of like... It's responsible for all the marauders everywhere in the whole colony. You remember the guy who was running it, right?
Mr. Lowe was in pain, Captain, and this place is what hurt him. He may be smart, but he didn't build it alone. A lot of fancy people had a hand in this nightmare.
I know it ain't saying much, being Spacer's Choice and all, but Doc Lowe and his team was their best and brightest. How could this happen?
You said it. This is Spacer's Choice best and brightest we're talking about.
There's a lot of smart people in Halcyon, and ain't all of them work for Spacer's Choice. If the folks here couldn't help the colony, maybe they shouldn't be in charge. I get now why Miss Ambrose would want to clear her mom's name. If the folks responsible for Edgewater's woes tried to blame him on my dad, I couldn't have let it stand.
That's why we're helping her. Yeah. I like that they are putting it, they as in the writers of the game, they're putting the stakes here relatively close to completion of the mission, because we're the 3-part mission is basically done by now, or is about to be done, but relatively close to the end. They're setting us back on track and trying to make us not forget what we're doing here, because the results of Project Gorgon can be felt throughout the whole game.
Has there ever been an experiment involving primals that wasn't a total catastrophe?
I don't know.
Got it. Heads down.
Wait, this!
Oh, this is bad news. We did it. We did it. Might have shot Parvati a little bit. She doesn't mind. In fact, she doesn't take any damage. For me, mind you. Okay. I don't need any of this. This feels like an office. There's post-it notes and whatnot. And blackboards. Really cool looking blackboards. I'm not really sure if I've ever seen one of these blackboards that you see sometimes in... Because they're greener rather than the bluer tinge of... Tinge? That is the correct word, isn't it? Doesn't sound right. I don't know. The Aqua Regia. I believe we've seen this, but whatever, I'll take it. The bluer tinge of what's the word of the... There's a stone that is, black or blue-black, and that is used more commonly for blackboards here in Portugal anyway. And that's the one I'm very used to. Shale? I think shale is the word. And of course, certain types of shale are better for that than other types of shale, but that's what we make our blackboards out of, as a general rule. So there really was nothing down here, was there? You just came in here to murder some Oh. To murder some apes. What a weird... The cages have been broken. Oh. There's some holes in here as well. We can't go in there, but that's fine. Trying to figure out what the noises are, but I think we're done. Okay, so... Our objective is actually... Why would we... That doesn't make any sense. Why would we want... Why would it be locked behind a key? But it is. It is a dead end. Why would it be locked if it is a dead end? Companions teleporting everywhere. Might be a little bit lost. Back here. There we go.
Gonna be a relief to see the stars again. This cave's making me all jumpy.
Yep. Let's go. So again, this was locked before, wasn't it? I think it's because of the lockdown itself, so we sort of like the lockdown affects more than just our destination. There's more monkeys. I think we've been here already. It's easy to tell from these, usually. Yeah, we've been. Okay. So, inventory space is at a premium. So let's go ahead and sell junk. That takes care of a lot of stuff, but not all the stuff. We sort this by value to weight, and then we sell basically everything. Because none of it is unique as far as I can tell. Because the unique stuff has a different look to it. That's that done. And then this is a little bit harder, and I don't like using it. So, I don't like selling it, because it's hard to know what I'm doing. Okay, so... I want to look at our quests. Find the journal. The journal should be in Olivia's office, at the top of Synthesis and Manufacturing Center. And I need to deliver the phonographs to Georgie's automech. Let's do that, because that's the side quest. And return the photographs to Roscoe. Wait a minute. A woman named Georgie asked Roscoe to deliver the portable phonographs to her personal automech near Stellar Freighting. You've found all the portable phonographs Roscoe needed to complete his employment contract. You can return them to him in the Sprat Shack. Yeah, that was my original objective, but why are there two... Deliver the phonographs to Georgie's automech. Why are there two objectives? I don't remember that one. Let's go to the landing pad. We're going to break our ankles, but that's fine. We're not too far away from... well, either location, to be fair, but... ankles. Ah, beautiful. So a lot of dead people, as per usual. Oh, right.
This unit is currently in wait cycle. This unit has been loaded with a pre-recorded personal message. Confirm passphrase before proceeding.
Glacial Age.
Initiating clandestine operations mode. Greetings, interloper. Identity confirmed. Greetings, Clanton, Roscoe. Preparing message playback.
Roscoe, hey, it's Georgie. I've set up this automech to receive phonograph recordings from you. Once you hand them all over, that'll be the end of all this. You're a real smart fella, so you probably figured it out by now, but I don't work for Spacer's Choice. Never did. Telling you's only gonna put you in harm's way, but you'll never let it lie, so... I've been working for Auntie Cleo's.
I guess we have our corporate spy. We also have the end of the episode, so big revelation there. But for right now, I'm Peril RPG, and this has been The Outer Worlds. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.